Welcome back. As always, my name is Dave. Sean's behind the camera, and today we are at one of my first projects. It's not the first project I've been commissioned for, but it's the first project that's actually under construction, and I wanted to stop by and take a look at how everything's going and just see what the construction progress is. So come on. Before we talk about the current progress of construction, I want to talk to you about how we got to where we are today. That takes place 3 months ago on a cold, snowy western Pennsylvania December day. It was that day that I met with the owner, who is also the contractor, about their project, and they brought me on. The project had already started construction. There was an existing structure that they tore down. They had a permit for renovation of that structure, and when they tore it down and they started building a new foundation, the township stopped them and told them they needed to have an architect's complete set of drawings stamped and then resubmitted for a building permit for new construction. I went out, met with them, reviewed the situation, and felt like this project would be something that I could help them complete. The owner handed me a copy of sketches they had done and submitted for the renovation project. The drawings they gave me weren't much more than basic two-dimensional outlines of a building with finished features written in with arrows pointing to where they would be located. It was that point I went out to site, which you're seeing me here, on that snowy day, measured and evaluated the existing conditions of the building. All right, that was the first part of the day. Taking that information, both the set of sketches that I received from the owner and the existing conditions documentation that I had done, I went back to my office and began to draft out the building. The owner also supplied me with a survey done prior to their construction process that showed the existing property lines and the existing building, as well as a proposed site for their building. Using all that information, I was able to model in 3 dimensions the building and then export that into a CAD software to base my construction documents on. Because this project was so small, only about 600 square feet, I used the 3-dimensional model as well as topographic information to be able to set the building on site properly and make sure that my foundation stepped accordingly, which was very important because of the flood basin and the township's requirement to step that foundation and make sure that our floodplain maintained its original character. During this process, I also did a lot of material science and research and picked out the appropriate materials for this building. By doing this during the 3-dimensional drafting process, I was able to make sure that all of the components actually fit and the building was true to its size when I drafted it out and created the construction documents. What you're seeing here are the construction documents that I created for this project. Right now you're seeing the elevations. Prior you saw the plot plan on the first page and the foundation and floor plans on that second page. These drawings stand in stark contrast with the sketches the owner had already submitted for their original permit application. As you can see, there's much more information on these drawings than the owner had provided originally. As the architect, it is my job to develop a set of documents and drawings that show exactly how this building gets put together. Much like Lego provides a manual for all of their sets, these drawings that I created help the builder to successfully execute the design. First thing I want to show you guys is one of the key factors for this project. The building actually was set close to a flood basin. The owner originally backfilled that flood basin, and part of the project stipulations by the township were that they excavate that and make sure that it slopes back in properly, that the engineers that originally designed this flood basin for this creek can allow that water to raise and not flood out homes further down here. Slope right down to the creek. We've got Sean, we're filming an episode of the Brothers Workshop, and that creek runs this way, but we've got some flood issues here. This was designed by an engineer to be a flood basin, and the city wanted to make sure we maintain that. And the foundation had to step, as you can see here. Originally, there was a house in this location, and it sits really close to the street. We'll show you that here in a minute. But the owner, they filed for a renovation permit, ended up tearing this building down. The city stopped them and told them they actually needed to have a new construction permit based on tearing down the original building. And so that's where we're at now. Once we created the construction documents, we filed for that submission, and the owner now had a building permit proper to this building. All right, Dave. All right, guys. So one other issue that we really had to play with here, when the owner took this building down, the original building, and they wanted to build something else new, they started with a new foundation before they had the proper building permit and the proper authority signing off on that. So because this is a flood basin and we need to regrade this land, that meant the foundation needed to step. And then what they had done before was a flat foundation. This land was built up, which they couldn't do. As you can see here, especially right under where it says zip system, that foundation is stepping. What you see exposed there is the brick ledge, because this will have a brick facade, and it'll show, and the brick will actually sit down onto that. As you can see here, where those PVC pipes are exposed, we have concrete coming out. That was the original footing that they had poured. The city ordered that they cut this foundation back, and that defined where we could actually step this new foundation. And you could see right about that, where that tape's coming down, the foundation start to step. But we're still in the framing stage, so you can see they have the zip system applied. This is just your regular zip. It's not a zip bar, insulated board, or anything like that. We have 2x12s for the floor joists. There's going to be an attic level up top, and there will be windows on this side. They just haven't cut those out yet. But I'm super stoked. I'm glad we got to share this with you guys. Another day in the life of an architect. So we are standing on the Westmoreland Heritage Trail, and this building is planned to be either an ice cream shop or a pizza parlor. Kind of take advantage of that for all the pedestrians and bikers that take advantage of this trail. Yeah, for the outside. I don't know, there's not much you could do. I'll try to get some photos of you. Cool. What's up, guys? What do you think, Sean? I think you did a heck of a job, bro. So stoked on it. So stoked. Got my trucker hat on. Look like an old man. Got my thing. Looking official. There's the trusses. Yeah, they're cutting trusses. Actually, that's the tour of my first built project. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. It is awesome to see something that you've created come to life, just like this. It looks like they've got the trusses, they're cutting those, and I think they're gonna be starting that soon. So this thing is actually gonna be framed up pretty quickly. We'll be able to come by here again shortly, show you guys what's going on with that. But as always, if you guys enjoyed the video, give us that thumbs up. It's gonna share this video with other people that enjoy it, and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, because it's gonna let you know when new videos like this come out. As well, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And like always, keep building.